I'm here to tell you about something I'm quite excited about. This is something I discovered, by the way, just coincidentally, I guess, or maybe it was meant to be. I normally, as you know, do a lot of divination, different types of divination on my channel. And I mean, I've been doing it for a while recently, but anyway, the information about that will come. I discovered while looking on Amazon, where I sometimes find different decks, whether oracle decks or actual tarot decks, different types of divination books about spirituality, those types of things. They had this pop-up, the 40 Servants, and it was the grimoire of the 40 Servants, and it says it's a complete guide to magic and divination system, to the magic and divination system. So this is by Tommie Kelly. So I thought this is interesting. Hadn't heard of it before. Was wondering how it could work. Looked to see if maybe there was a set of cards that came with the book. But it turns out that this is a follow-up book to the cards and the original book and instructions for the 40 Servants deck. So I looked up the 40 Servants deck, and I got that also. And it is interesting because Tommie Kelly says that the 40 Servants are a set of archetypes or energies that we can use, whether for divination to help give us some guidance, or also to help us with whatever energies we need to increase or decrease in our life, to assist us with different things that we're doing. And one thing I really liked about this, that everything is very positive, and that also in the way he speaks about the servants and how we can work with them, even in the way he speaks about how you activate the servants, it's a lot about what you feel or you're led or guided to do. Of course, there are instructions, and he gives suggestions about the way he thinks that it should be done. There's a little booklet that comes with the deck. This is what the instructions that come with the deck, which gives you an idea of the name of the servant and the main things that they are doing, their energy, their type of energy. It turns out, as I research more, servants are like servitors, which some people understand servitors are like you are actually bringing together an energy and making it into a form. This is my definition now. And this form is going to serve a particular purpose. It's like you're saying, this energy, I'm pulling this energy together, and it has the purpose of, let's say, making sure that I eat well every day. So it's like your assistants. Let's say you hired an assistant, a personal assistant, and that personal assistant, their only job was to kind of guide you towards eating the right things, helping you to find the right things, encouraging you to eat them, maybe even helping you to prepare them. So that is what that servitor would do, to be the energy in your life that would kind of motivate you towards keeping that healthy diet. So the 40 servants have different, and I got the deck that had the 4 devils in it. And I know a lot of people, when they think about devils, they think, oh God, that's a horrible thing. And maybe that's something that is only going to be a bad thing. But within the 40 servants, look it up, and in fact get your deck and your book, and you will see that they have different actual energies and can help you with different things, and all for the positive. That's the, like I said, that's the one thing I really liked about this. Everything is very positive. They have each a wonderfully illustrated card, all done by Tommie Kelly. Interesting names, and he even has updated some of the actual cards, the artwork on some of the cards. So you'll be able to see what the cards used to look like and what they look like now, which is also something that's interesting with this deck. Here's an example. We have Jerdel, and I believe this is before and this is after. When you are, asked to kind of make a connection with the cards, like looking at the actual picture, the image, and reading about what energy this servitor or this servant is able to, or is an archetype of, or is able to assist you with, helps you with the connection. Now you're told that you should really start with the saint. That's the suggestion. And there is an introduction from the saint to the other servitors or servants over the next 40 days or 39 days. So what I did was I took a copy of the page about the saint and laminated it, since I was going to be using that page so much, and it would help me, you know, to be able to use the page and go to the other page in the book about the particular servant that I was connecting with, as well as I will use the card. I have the card up in front of me, the card for the saint up in front of me at the same time. And then I go through, like with the saint, there's information about the saint, when he would appear, what he would do, what it would signify when you do see the saint appear. If you're doing divination, it talks about the prayer for the saint, and also there's a mantra for the saint and some keywords for the saint. So we can see this is what his card looks like. I actually just made a photocopy of the card. There's also a sigil for each of the servitors. So you can really use the servitors in many ways. If you're doing something, let's say you want to do something you have an important event coming up, maybe an important exam or something, and you want to make sure, gosh, you know, I'm concerned that I would be successful in passing this. I've studied all that I can, and I just want to make sure that I am positive about it and that I'm focused enough, let's say, to ensure, kind of like a little bit of a helper to help you to make sure that you're successful in your exam. So what you would do is look for the servitor. I would say maybe even 2 servitors. There is a servitor that is for, I would say, let's see which ones, because I mean, they have many beautiful cards, beautiful paintings, images. So you really want, let's say you're trying to get into a course or a course of study, or a certain elite, it wouldn't even have to be elite, but anyway, a certain to have requirements to enter a certain, let's say you're going to university and you want to enter into medical school, but there's a criteria, or there are criteria to enter there. You know, not many people get in. You could start out with the gatekeeper now, because that is a gate, right? That you do have to actually make sure that you can, that is open for you to get into. So you could start out with the gatekeeper. You could work with also the librarian for study, right? And the master, you want to master that subject, right? So I would say you could choose, when you look at the description of the servitors, which ones or which one you're going to work with, depending on what it is that you're working on. It is, when I say, very interesting, because here there's even a road opener, right? So is it the gatekeeper you need, or the road opener? You'll get the feeling for what you need when you read the description. And more than that, when you connect with the servitor and you look on the card, with the servant, and you look on the card, look, here's the thinker. I would use the thinker also in addition, to ensure that I would be successful. And this would work on making sure that the environment, I would say, is amenable and positive towards you getting what you want, passing that exam, and getting accepted into the program that you want to. Like I said, the book has information. I showed you the example of the saint, the things I copied out and laminated for the saint. For each, here's the dancer, right? You can see the sigil, you can see the artwork. And again, with this, Tommie Kelly is very kind about giving direction or instruction about how we can connect and how we can utilize and work with the servitors and how they can benefit us. But he also is very kind in letting us know that this is a suggestion and that we will know the way to go, and that at least that's how I'm taking it. Because what he suggested was, like I said, you work with the saint, and the saint introduces you. You connect with the saint first. The saint introduces you over the next 39 days to the other 39 servants. Well, what I did was I didn't go in order because I went through the book where it even tells you about elemental attributes of the servitors. It tells of the servants. I keep calling them servitors. And it tells you, here's a cheat sheet, which kind of gives you the information about them and what they show you, how they help you, and when they show up, what they mean. And I went through and I wrote beside it because it also gives you correspondences, like the actual perfume, right? For the servitor, for the servant. And here again are the sigils. So I went through the book and I looked to see some of the things or some of the servants that I thought belonged together in a group or could work together, because there's a part in the book that it'll tell you specifically which ones are really good to work together, right? And it tells you similarities and differences between them. I mean, there's a lot of good information in here about their capabilities, but I'm sure the capabilities will come that you need as you work with them. And also you will feel when you look at them and you get, I would say, introduced to them or connected with them, you will really have a feeling maybe for some more than others. One of the ones that I really liked was the messenger. Something about the messenger that is just endearing, I thought. And I really like the messenger. Maybe because I like to talk, as you can tell. But anyway, very interesting. And on top of this, Tommie Kelly has a YouTube channel where he has information on the servitors and how to use the deck. He also has a Patreon, and you're going to be able to then get even more information about how to use the servants in the 40 Servants deck, and information about other things that can benefit you, especially on the Patreon. It is, if you look for his YouTube channel, look for the 40 Servants, you'll see him there. And I will put the information in the description box also, because this is a way that you can really benefit from. And this is current information, not just old information, but especially on the Patreon, there's new information. If you join the Patreon, you're able to get a reading with the servants every month, whether 1 card or 2 card or 3 card reading. There are different levels there. And also, Tommie provides a lot of good information about different things and is very candid about how he not only works with them, but how he in general feels about things that are in spirituality. And one of the most endearing things is it's not about things that are perfection. It's not about things that have to be a particular or certain way, but he has a very strong sense to me of humanity and being a real human being, instead of being kind of like a face or someone that is putting it on, but there's nothing behind it. So that is great for the connection and the understanding for me, because I know that everything is not always a smooth road, and there is no such thing as perfection. As much as we'd love to all wonderfully be perfect, it doesn't work and it doesn't happen. And I really encourage you to get the book, to get the deck, and definitely to join the Patreon and see how this benefits you. I would say for me, the benefit, because I've not gone through all 39 yet, I'm doing it in stages, getting used to them, is almost a bit more clarity and understanding in what it is that I'm doing, especially when I have something that I need to focus on. Now, like I said, every day is not perfect, and sometimes I don't have time, or we don't always have time to do the things we need to do or want to do. But to me, this is something that is actually a joy, because I'm somebody, as you know, if you've subscribed to my channel or seen it before, I've tried a couple of times to do a deck, an oracle deck, and for guidance, basically, like an ancestor oracle deck for guidance, which is kind of the same concept or idea, but I like the fact that the servants are unique in the way that they might be, the archetypes might be something we are used to, but the servants each have their unique personality, at least the servants I've met so far. So get the deck, get the book, meet the servants, get into the Patreon, meet with Tommie, and you're going to see it's like opening up a whole new world and a whole new group of friends. So check it out, okay? It's the 40 Servants. You can find this book on Amazon and probably many other places. And I'll put the link for the Patreon